Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this week's video we wanted to share with you some of our pinned must visits this October and beyond, for inspiration on places to visit this Halloween to fuel your appetite for a ghostly tale or two. This video is part of a 4th annual Halloween and Day of the Dead crossover event in 2024. And we'd love to give a special shout out and thanks to the amazing Donna from It's Art by Donna, who has put together this event for the spooky season. We're so thrilled to be part of this event, so we've compiled some of our most haunted locations around the UK. Get comfy, turn the lights down and watch if you dare. These locations and stories are guaranteed to chill you to the bone. Although only in ruins, Farley Hungerford Castle in Somerset is just situated 9 miles from Bath in the valley of the River Frome. The castle was built in the 1400s and lived in by the Hungerford family for over 300 years, with many tales of gruesome goings-on. If you're brave enough to enter down into the crypt, you'll find a burial vault which holds the best collection of human-shaped lead coffins in Britain. The coffins still contain the embalmed remains of 4 men, 2 women and 2 children, thought to be members of the Hungerford family. And if you look closely, you can see that some have faces moulded onto them. Death masks that were cast from the faces of the deceased. A chilling glimpse into the past. The gate that we see in front of us was put there in Victorian times in response to the ghoulish behaviour of certain Victorians who would allegedly insert a stick into a hole of the stone coffins so that they could withdraw it to taste the embalming liquor. The eerie shell of Slains Castle is famously known as the inspiration for Bram Stoker's chilling tale of Dracula. That is only the start of this landmark's haunting past and present. The crumbling ruin, which must be explored with caution, is far from abandoned. It is said to be haunted by the wandering ghost of Victor Hay, the Scottish Earl who passed away in the early 20th century, who lingers from dark vacant windows looking at the castle. There have also been many sightings of World War II soldiers marching around, with the sounds of their boots stomping into the stones around the clifftop grounds, and the spirit of the jailer who locked up witches, who would walk up and down the corridors of the castle, jangling his keys and tugging on the jackets of visitors. The building itself has such a strange feeling to it. When we visited, I felt like I was being watched and followed at every point, with only the sounds of the crashing waves down below at Cruden Bay to drown out the silence, and the scarce and quick sounds of crows circling the area. It really plays on your mind just how spooky this castle is. It really helps that it has also a naturally gothic and haunting setup, backdrop to inspire its senses. Today, the castle of Bury Pomeroy is the source of horrible ghost stories and mysterious happenings in amongst the ruined ramparts, and is a fantastic and popular site for visitors. Situated on Dartmoor and in the region where there is no shortage of folklore, the ancient and powerful Pomeroy family would arrive in Devon and would build this beautiful yet chilling 15th century castle. There are a number of ghosts and spirits rumoured to walk the halls and ruin, but 2 of the more famed are the Blue Lady, who calls for help and tries to lure unsuspecting men to the top of the tower, where they would then fall to their death, whilst the White Lady, said to be Mary Pomeroy, haunts the dungeons, having been imprisoned there by her sister. Legend tells it that Mary was imprisoned in the dungeons of St Margaret's Tower in the castle by her sister Eleanor, who was jealous of her beauty. Sadly, Mary would starve to death in the dungeons, never released by her bitter sibling, and is said to now haunt the area where she died. Investigators say that they feel sad, uneasy and isolated when down deep in the dungeons, and have picked up the sounds of crying women. The stunning yet strange castle of Bolsover is allegedly one of the country's most haunted castles, and you'll certainly be spooked by its eerie tales. In fact, there are so many reports of paranormal activity that staff keep a special ghost book for visitors to record their experiences. The castle was built in the 17th century for Cavalier playboy William Cavendish during the English Civil War. Mysterious spectres and unexplained footsteps are not uncommon in the castle. There have been sightings of ghostly women, a howling dog and a small child sitting on the castle stairs. There are also tales of an army wearing Civil War uniforms approaching the castle from the hills beyond the house. Unsurprisingly, I felt a sense of anxiety as we approached the castle, even though it was in broad daylight and gloriously sunny. Once inside, there are dark shadows, creepy corners, and chambers everywhere you look. The little castle, which lies within the ruins of the earlier 11th century fortress, is another place I wouldn't fancy venturing late at night. The little castle is a maze of rooms and alleyways, and almost every room has a record of paranormal activity. When you do visit, will you come across the ghost of Sir Charles himself, who is said to still wander the corridors of his former home? Or will you catch that distinct aroma of horses coming from the empty riding school? Either way, this Halloween, a visit to Bolsover will send a chill down your spine. The impressive Castle Rising is one of England's most famous castles, situated in the village of Castle Rising in Norfolk, featuring one of the finest examples of a 12th century keep available anywhere in the British Isles. It's perhaps most famous though for one of its past residents, Queen Isabella, the wife of Edward II. Isabella was revered for her beauty, her intelligence and charisma. She arrived in England at 12 to marry Edward II, but their marriage was tense with difficulty, as Edward's love focused more on his close male friends, Piers Gaveston and later Hugh Despenser the younger. Isabella's affection for her husband deteriorated, and by 1325 she considered her union over as she travelled with her lover, Roger Mortimer, back to France. There, Isabella and Roger hatched a plan to depose the unpopular Edward in favour of his son, Edward III. Within the year, Queen Isabella and Mortimer returned to England with a small mercenary army, successfully carrying out their plan as the king's men stepped aside. Isabella therefore became the Queen Regent of England on behalf of her son. Edward, the young king, was growing ever wary of the growing power of his mother's lover, Roger, so he arranged a raid on his home in Nottingham, where he stayed with Isabella. Isabella pleaded for his release, but in 1330, Roger was hanged at Tyburn, executed for the murder of Edward II. Isabella lost her regency and was ordered to return to Castle Rising and never leave the castle grounds. He provided her with servants, and it's said that she did lead a pretty lavish lifestyle. However, with her seclusion, she became mentally ill and passed away insane and alone in 1358. Her spirit has been heard pacing the castle's upper floors, particularly from the White Room, which was one of the Queen's favourite areas of the castle. It's in this area that her apparition has been seen, and her shadowy figures is captured in photographs. The sound of children weeping has been heard throughout the castle, and people have also experienced a strange tapping on the windows and a feeling of being watched and not welcome. Visitors have also mentioned hearing the swishing sound of her dress and reported sightings of the Queen even transforming herself into a wolf. And finally, Hermitage Castle. Folklore tales surround myths of a murderous goblin found in folklore of the Anglo-Scottish border region. In the deep, dark corners of Hermitage Castle, the evil Redcap is said to haunt these rooms. The Redcap is always lurking around areas of unnatural measures, and is best known for soaking his cap in the blood of his victims. Scots nobleman William de Soulis was said in legend to have a Redcap familiar called Robin Redcap. This entity was said to have shaped much harm and ruin in the lands of his master's dwelling here at the castle. Bad Lord Soulis, or Terrible William as he was also known, was widely believed to regularly practice the dark arts and black magic, incorporating young children from the local area into his hideous rituals before killing them. Eventually, it's said that people from around the area stormed the castle and bound him in chains before wrapping him in lead and throwing him into a boiling cauldron to meet his antagonising end. People say that the ghost of Terrible William has been sighted on the grounds of the castle, and that the tortured cries of the abused children have been heard on occasions. As you walk around the grounds, you will feel that energy, perhaps of Lord Soulis or of his naughty Redcap, waiting to prey on another unsuspected victim. The stories, tales and folklore surrounding these dark, wonderful yet beautiful sites blur the lines between history and legends, leaving a gift of both fascination and fear. We hope in this video we've given some of our pinned Halloween picks to get visiting this October and beyond. If you'd like to see the full video of each walking tour, have a look down below in our description box and enjoy. We want to say a big thank you to everyone for watching, first and foremost to Holly Fisher Art for her wonderful video before us. Another massive thank you again to Donna for creating this collaboration. And up next we have the delightful Anita from It's a Dutch Kiwi. Stick around and we will redirect you to join in on the Halloween fun. So if you've enjoyed this spooky video, please hit that subscribe button, click on the notification or subscribe button for more content, and even consider supporting us in other ways using our Patreon or channel memberships here on the channel. So we'll see you on the next one. Happy Halloween!